in a world that's increasingly using trans people as a scapegoat, I thought, why not do some wholesome trans content? Because as a trans person myself, I need some wholesome trans content. So today I'm going to be exploring the wonderful world of T4T relationships. For anyone who does not know, T4T stands for trans for trans, so it's trans people dating trans people. I personally love to see trans love, and so I thought y'all might too. So let's get into some wholesomeness and try to forget about the worries of the world. So first off, I want to shout out this content creator. I absolutely love him and his boyfriend. They're so freaking cute. I absolutely love this audio, mostly because I think it's talked about within the trans community, but I think it is something that could definitely be touched on a whole lot more, in the fact that, when us trans people come out, or early in our transition, or non-binary people who don't necessarily pass or don't want to pass, we don't tend to think that we deserve good things, especially with the villainization of trans people throughout the world and being scapegoated and boogeymaned. A lot of that is internalized. So thinking that we don't deserve a happy, healthy relationship, and unfortunately settling for less than what we actually deserve when it comes to relationships. I'm not saying that a trans person and a cis person can't have a happy, healthy relationship. However, I do think there is a difference with a trans person being with another trans person. There's inherently a knowledge and understanding of what your partner is going through. And I think that is something that's extremely beautiful. I love queer love. I love trans love. And I think T4T relationships are extremely underrated.
So we are a trans couple.
We're a trans couple.
And being trans in a relationship is pretty amazing, and we want to talk more about it.
Let's talk about it.
Over string cheese. I think the most affirming thing is just being with someone who has never misgendered me and could never, because you've done the work to be able to see yourself. You see me. Like, you actually see me. Even before physically transitioning, you've always seen me.
On the same note, I feel sometimes incredibly invisible in my non-binary identity, and I don't feel like you perceive me as a binary man, and that's really important to me.
I feel like because we're both trans people and we're both non-binary people, it doesn't feel like we need to fall into either or any gender role.
Like, I used to feel so afraid that if I ever dated a femme, I'd have to assume a more masculine role. And in other relationships where I was dating a femme, that really came up a lot. And so I came into this relationship with that fear still. The way that we support each other and allow each other to just express however has been so healing for me.
Another healing thing about T4T relationships, and this one specifically, is that it's really healing for like physical dysphoria. I started my physical transition in our relationship. I've heard a lot of stories about like cis people who are with trans people, and as they're transitioning, their attraction like shifts. Because you've been through this, there hasn't been one part of your experience of my transition that's created any conflict. It's always been just like support and affirmation and deep understanding.
I've just been like in awe of just being able to witness you changing. I also used to be really dysphoric about being submissive in relationships. It's been nice to like allow myself to be held and know that it has nothing to do with my gender.
Right. When you're two trans and non-binary people in a relationship, it feels like all of these things, they lose their connotations and they just become wants and desires.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Hardcore. T4T fantasy right here. I love you. So long.
Farewell. Thank you for joining us with our cheese sticks.
They're so cute. They're so fucking cute. Oh my god, I love them. I love the fact that they went into detail about the different aspects of their relationship that they like. I love the fact that Elle was able to, physically transition, and their partner is able to fully see them. I definitely think, unfortunately, in a lot of trans cis relationships, it does take a lot of internalized work for the cis person to fully see the trans person as the gender that they are, or non-binary. And it's a lot of work that, unfortunately, I don't think a lot of cis people are willing and wanting to do, because you have to deconstruct a lot of things that you were socially conditioned to believe. And that is why, like what they said, a lot of trans people who, if they're in a relationship with a cis person and they haven't medically transitioned yet, and then they start to medically transition while they're in that relationship, that attraction does and can shift for the cis person, because it happens. I think that is a big fear with a lot of trans people who are in relationships with cis people, wanting to physically transition and socially transition and everything, and worrying about your partner not still being attracted to you and still not wanting to be in a relationship with you. I definitely think one of the biggest upsides of being in a relationship with a trans person as a trans person is knowing full well that your partner will still love you and still be there for you most of the time. Like, there are exceptions, because they understand what's going on and they've been through it themselves. And yeah, just I love the fact that they both are able to be fully authentically themselves, being able to deconstruct all of the other things that they were bringing to other relationships, and feeling safe and whole, and just being able to be. I think that's one of the most important things that trans people want. That's what we want, y'all. We just want to be. But being able to fully be yourself with your partner. And that's one of the things that I see a lot when it comes to T4T relationships, and what a lot of people in T4T relationships talk about is being able to just kind of let go of those societal standards of what being a man, being a woman is, and just fit it into what makes them comfortable. I absolutely love these two. They're married and they have a podcast, and oh my god, they're so fucking cute. Yeah, they're literally goals. It's wonderful to see two trans people that just love each other. They're there for each other. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is just wholesome. I just wanted to include this because this is so wholesome. I think nowadays, like I said in the beginning, when trans people are so demonized and villainized and made out to be something that we're not, having joy and having love and having any sort of happiness feels so wrong almost. And so seeing two trans people in love, seeing two people who just enjoy each other and love each other and respect each other and are happy, I'm literally like gonna cry, because it's so beautiful to me. It's such a wonderful act of self-care. I think one of the best things you can do as a trans person, not only just like T4T when it comes to relationships, like romantic relationships, but also just having trans friendships and genderqueer friendships and non-binary friendships, and being around people who respect you and love you and see who you are. In this world, it's so rare to be able to feel seen. I think that's what everyone just wants deep down, is to be seen for who they really are. I love stuff like this because it reminds me that no matter what, you can find happiness. You can find someone or someone's who will see you and will love you. And that's really all anyone ever wants. I don't think that's so bad.
I'm in a T4T relationship for the first time in my entire adult life, and I think it's the best fucking thing ever. I think it's the best thing in the entire world. Like, there's so many good little things, like we inherently have the same political views and she knows how to give me my testosterone shot, but also I feel like trans people spend their entire lives like trying to explain things to people and like put things in terms that cis people can understand. It's so crazy being with someone that like you can explain something in the stupidest way that would make no sense to a cis person and they just like fucking get it. Like, I'm 23 and for the first time in my life I feel like I'm actually fully comfortable with another human being. I feel actually fully seen and understood as a human by another human being. There's nothing like weird. There's no weird like transgender roadblock or like, I don't want my family to like know that you're transgender. Like, who has time for that? I don't have fucking time for that. Like, I know I'm biased, but I think T4T is the best. And I think that the country should be run by a T4T couple, like in the White House. Like, who knows? Like, maybe I'll have a career pivot. Maybe I'll run for fucking president. Maybe we need a fucking T4T couple in the White House.
First of all, I also love Sasha. And the fact that he bagged a door is like insane. But he's so right about this. There are so many things that we have to explain as trans people, and having to also try to explain that to like a romantic partner or partners, like it can be it's exhausting, y'all. It's exhausting. Even like trying to explain it to random people, it's exhausting. So imagine being with your partner that you love and loves you, and you have to try to explain this experience to them, and they just look at you with kind of like glass eyes and are just like, okay, you know what I mean? He's not wrong about it being easier to be with someone who understands your experience, and you don't have to explain yourself. You shouldn't have to explain yourself anyway. But yeah, I also agree with him about that. T4T couple in the White House. I would much rather take that. Just saying. Why is this one so freaking true? Listen, I gotta admit, I love being a little rat boy. Oh God. And I love trans women when they go all out. It's beautiful. No one needed the call out, but like, yeah, this is a perfect representation of what a T4T relationship looked like. I just wanted to put it out there because I absolutely love this, and like, I know this is like stereotypical of like what people are like, oh, leftist, trans, libbed up, blah blah blah, but it's fun. Why can't people have fun? Oh my god, self-expression. These people, I can't, y'all. Just let people live. They look great, by the way. I love how these two look. They look amazing. I wish I looked that good, to be honest. Thank you all so much for watching this video and having some trans joy with me today. You know what? I'm so tired of seeing really negative content about, you know, the trans community and trans people and how we're trying to like destroy everything. We're not. We're just trying to live. We're literally just trying to live. And that's it. So let me know your comments down below. Are you in a T4T relationship? How did y'all meet? I love reading love stories and how couples meet each other. So please be sure to do that. Also, big shout out to my YouTube memberships and my Patreon. They help keep this channel going. If you want to help support this queer trans content creator, be sure to check those out. It would be a big help, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!